Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to introduce a quick little idea I've had. I'll call this idea Vehicle Showcase. In these, I want to take a quick look at a vehicle in the game and try to explain the best loadout, maps and playstyles, along with some little tips and tricks along the way. So to kick things off, I'm going to show you guys one of my dirty little secrets, which is the Valentine AA. This thing seems pretty normal at first. Maybe the main shells are a bit bonkers, but it just gets really juicy when you unlock the case rounds, which are like a long range shotgun giving consistent long range one hit kills. For the rest of the loadout, this is what I run though. So for the first level, we have the smoke launcher. Maintenance drills is also available and it's decent, but it reduces the amount that you can repair at once. Like it has it on the VB, it does the same thing. So you can try that if you want, but smoke will definitely save your life far more often, so I go with that. For the second upgrade, we've got a no-brainer in the turret speed upgrades. A major weakness of tanks is the slow turret turn time, so anything to improve this is really important. Next we have the track skirts. These will increase the durability of the tracks, and you'll be required to equip them for case rounds, which I mentioned a bit earlier, so again you have to have those. So onto the playstyle. I'll always start the round by glitching 200 canister rounds by using a bug you may have noticed at the start, but I'll show it again. So to trigger this, you want to hold X to repair, and then spam between the main cannons and a different cannon. In this case, I've got the main and the canister guns, and I'm just spamming like 1 and 5, 1 and 5, 1 and 5 while holding X. It's a bit awkward to do, but once you get used to it, it's very easy. And you want to do this so you never have to rearm during the whole round. It's pretty handy. So, once I've glitched my 200 canister rounds, I'll start to roll out. Usually how I'll do this is I'll roll out to a long range position where I can get into that optimal canister distance, which isn't actually long range, it's kind of mid range. I don't know exactly how far it is, but you'll just need to get a feel for it. You'll see kind of what I'm doing in this. It's probably the spot where I'm at for the most kills is probably a little bit too long where I'm not getting those consistent one hits, but it's still a 2-hit kill very consistently, getting some one hits here and there. And it's a good spot overall. There's also a resupply station next to where I'm sitting, so you can resupply from above, which is another handy little trick. So you have a lot of counters as well, and those counters are going to be bombers, assault players, and most importantly enemy tanks. Bombers are probably the easiest counter. All you have to do is move perpendicular to their strafe, so at a 90-degree angle, and since bombers don't really have a strong rudder, they'll find it very hard to adjust their aim. They'll basically have to roll and then pull up. And that's not very easy to do in a bomber, especially while aiming your bombs effectively. So you should be pretty safe there. A VV Spitfire can do similar, but it will be able to engage much easier with the rudders, and it'll be able to engage from a much further distance due to rocket pods. In Battlefield 5, rocket pods are just generally better than bombs. To counter these, you'll really need to watch those rockets. They're very slow and they can be dodged, but if you get hit by a barrage of those rockets, you're going to be having a really bad time. Assault players can be scary depending on the player. Crosshair positioning is your friend here. Make sure you have a canister aimed at where they're likely to peak, and distance is also your friend. Adjusting aim at longer distances doesn't require as large of a turn, which makes it much easier. You can almost flick at long distances, whereas up close you're going to have to be waiting for that turret to turn around, which can easily get you killed. The assault players are always going to be trying to play around that limitation of turret speed, and they will be trying to take out your turret. And if they do take out your turret, you are pretty much dead. In addition to this, by keeping some distance, they won't be able to dynamite you at all. That's just a complete counter to one of the assault's weapons, and they won't be able to kill you in one barrage unless they hit some good shots, without that dynamite at least. So tanks in this game simply just cannot sustain an aggressive playstyle, so again, distance is always your friend here. Now the most dangerous of all is definitely an enemy tank. As you'll see in the background gameplay, we do have an advantage at long distances, as your main shell has absolutely no drop at all pretty much. However, if a tank pushes you, it's game over, if your team doesn't actually do something about it. So to make this easier for the team, I always try to put some infantry between the enemy and myself, so if a tank wants to push me, they'll end up dead. Sometimes though, they'll just do a reckless push and they'll take you down with them. Now onto maps, the cream of the crop is definitely Aerodrome. You've got some really solid spots with some good engagement ranges for the canister shell. It's also very easy to spot enemies, it's generally a pretty flat map, and there's a lot of open area, which the AA tank really just mops people up in. It's also got no bombers, and infantry tends to play sniper a little bit more in here. Any assaults that you can remove are just a good thing. So tanks also often playing fairly passive on this map. They sit at the back of the map spamming shells, and you can easily counter those at range, as I do in this gameplay. I've also found success on playing on Narvik from A to C in the AA. It's a really good range, and you just want to be trying to find those spots that have the optimal canister shell range. That's all you're really looking for here. Any other map with AA can be done too. It just takes a much more adaptive positioning style where you're constantly changing your position to maintain that optimal one-hit range while not getting too close so assaults can destroy you. I want this to be a short video, so I hope to help a bit here. Keep these tips in mind in practice, and I'm sure you can expect some pretty disgusting rounds. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. If you disliked it, throw a dislike down and let me know why. Anyways, I'll be live on Twitch heaps throughout this new patch. I'm really enjoying it so far, so hit up the link in the description. With that all out the way, I'm out guys. Peace.